Hey, welcome back. This is the Part-Time Players Podcast, episode 23. This is a casual gaming podcast where two pals discuss the week's video games. My name is Reece Lagden, and I'm joined by my pal, Brad. How are you doing today, Brad?
Hey, sup? Hey.
I'm not even going to guess where that's from. Do you want to tell everybody?
No, it was just. I don't say hello like phrases from. Sometimes I do.
Phrase. I thought you sounded.
No, it's just me trying to be cool again.
Okay,
trying to be cool, but
I like that you put trying in the sentence.
Yeah, I reckon that's what people say still. He sup.
He what's up? Okay,
yeah.
Okay, cool. How are you anyway?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. All right. Yeah, the week's kind of went really fast. Well, it kind of went really slow when I was at work, and then it went fast over the weekend. So, no. So I'm off for a week now. I've got a week off. So,
nice. Ready for the launch of the PS5.
Yeah, it's just annoying. It comes out on Thursday. I've got I'm going to put my Christmas tree up though on Tuesday. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Early.
I know. It's I think it's a thing. Everyone's just kind of putting their Christmas decorations up early because it's like shit year. It's like, why not? Let's do it.
Treat yourself to something looking at a tree.
Exactly. We're in lockdown again, so let's just put a tree up. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
I was thinking about buying some this year because I don't own any decorations at all, and it's kind of just like a bit pointless because throughout the whole of December I normally come back home.
Yeah.
Back to my mum's or see my nan or whatever. So there's no real point in me decorating my apartment because I'm not going to be here or no one is here to witness these great decorations. So but sometimes I look at them and go, I wouldn't mind just having a little tree up or something. Could be. Yeah, it'd be good. Get yourself into the festive mood.
Yeah, get yourself a little tree. It don't have to be a little one, does it? You know what I mean? Like one of those pre-lit ones or something. Yeah,
exactly.
Do it. Like you say, treat yourself.
I get into the Christmas food. That's what I look forward to. When you go into the supermarket and you see all like the Christmas food, it's just like, this stuff is just great. Just like buying it already.
Tis the most wonderful time of year.
Exactly. Yeah, I bought these like little cinnamon biscuit things with I think they had like penguins on them. I don't know what they were, but I don't know why they're Christmas themed. But cinnamon, I suppose.
We talked about this last week. The Christmas things I like, you can get from like Tesco and that. I can't pronounce it. It is German. Lerbchen. That's what it looks. That's what it looks like. I don't know, but it's like spiced like spicy cakey biscuit things. And
description. Spicy, spiced cakey things.
They're good though. They're really good. If you go in Tesco and you see them, Lerbchen, I'll probably Asda or Sainsbury's probably sell them as well. But
All right. I'm gonna just go up to one of the people that work in Tesco's and just go and see what happens.
There's this.
They'll call the police on me.
I did that once. I went up to someone and asked something in a shop, and it's this French. I can't remember what it's called now, but it's like chicken with like a cheese sauce wrapped in pastry, and I can't remember what it's called. And I tried to ask for it, and he just looks at me like I was an idiot, and he was like, "Follow me," and I was like, "Thanks." Did you get the item though? Was it worth it? As I remember, it's called chicken en croûte or something. But obviously that's not
wrapped in pastry, probably the translation.
Cool. Yeah, it's like shoe buns. I used to pronounce them chocks buns because that's how it looks.
Okay, nice. The ignorance of English.
Sophisticated.
Exactly. Well, it's French, so you're excused, I suppose.
Yeah.
So our weekly update, which will be sadly our last one that we're going to do, for when the PS5 is going to launch. Well, obviously Americans don't need it anymore because they've got the beautiful machine, which I'm very jealous about. I can see a few people on my friends list that got the PlayStation 5 symbol, so they clearly got one. So it's a little bit upsetting every time I see that they're playing Destiny or some kind of game that I want to play and they're playing it on the PS5. But we're 4 days away, I believe. 4 days? Yeah. Well, 3 days when this pops on Monday. So not pops, is that the right word? Releases, I suppose. They're not popping there. But very, very close. And obviously the last time I was saying it, but we're so close. You're more excited, still excited? What?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I picked my Spider-Man come the other day. and then been looking at it, just reading the back of the box, just looking, just staring at the disc, looking at my reflection in the disc. That's all I can do at the minute. So
all you can do, yeah.
No, I am excited, and looking forward to Thursday coming.
Yeah, no, I can't wait either, and I'm quite proud of myself. Well, it's not over yet. I can still break. But I've resisted like Assassin's Creed and playing Miles because I am normally a person that just have zero patience whatsoever and just want to be a day one kind of adopter and just jump in as soon as I can. And the fact that I can download them and play them like literally right now if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I've resisted. Thankfully, Destiny's been out, which has completely distracted me. So yeah, cannot wait to see it. Glorious, glorious PlayStation 5.
This is why you should have got a disc. You're there, but you can't do anything with it. So, I don't know. I think I'm gonna get Assassin's Creed for Thursday as well. I think so. Yeah. I've decided. I've been looking at like some of the reviews and I've seen some like gameplay now, and I thought, I'm gonna go in.
Okay, nice.
Let's go in on this Assassin. It'll be the first Assassin's Creed I've bought a launch in a very, very long time.
At launch?
Yeah, I think like Brotherhood was the last one I got. I think.
Was that a launch game for PS3?
No, I mean not launch of a console. I mean like when the game gets released.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
release
okay.
It, yeah.
Okay.
So,
I was gonna say I know Black Flag was kind of a launch, kind of cross like this is, but yeah. Don't really associate, but Assassin's Creed is coming out at the right time, at the right place.
Yes,
hence, it's one of our news story about how many people are playing it. But yeah, we'll go on to that later.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, enough waffle. Let's go on to the news this week.
Yeah, enough talking about chocs buns. Let's do it.
Yeah. Tell people the news about chocs buns then.
Chocs buns, right? Okay, so nothing about that, but we've got news from Xbox, so obviously not just the PlayStation,
which is basically a giant chocs bun, isn't it?
Well, someone described theirs as a doorstep because it just died and it just wouldn't work.
That is a second function you could use it for. Well, both of them, to be fair. If you just stuck it in front of a door,
you could.
It would hold the door, I'd imagine.
It's practical. It is, yeah. The Series S, X, and S was the biggest launch in Xbox history, according to Eurogamer, where I'm getting this story. So, oh my god, there's so many. Cool. So the biggest launch of the console. They're sold out. You still can't get them in most places. I think that's the same as over here in the UK. I've not really seen anywhere where you can pick one up. Well, I did get an email from Very saying I can buy an Xbox Series S, and I was like, no, I don't want to. So, Microsoft has not published console numbers for years, it says, because its own metrics for success are tied across PC users, console, mobile, and the cloud, and not because PlayStation is ahead. So that on the Xbox Series X, they always said, what did they phrase it as? The Xbox. Oh, I can't remember what they had a phrase for it, didn't they? They didn't say the numbers of it may be ecosystem. Yeah, they didn't say the number of consoles they've sold. It was just kind of. In the Xbox ecosystem, we're doing well or something. But they didn't. Yeah,
Xbox family.
And it's funny now that they've sold millions. They're like, look, we're released the numbers. But it's good. It's good. Like I said, I'm going to pick one up at some point. That when you can get them, because at the minute they kind of look like you can't. So I've got here from Phil Spencer. I think that people who want to pit us against Sony based on who sold the most consoles lose context of what gaming is about today. There are 3 billion people who play games on the planet today, but maybe only 200 million households that have a video game console. In a way, the console space is becoming smaller and smaller percentage of the overall gaming pile. So it's you can game.
I feel like they're clutching. I know obviously the metric of it being the biggest launch is sales, but they've got no games, which the closest thing they've got to a actual console launch game is Assassin's Creed, which is obviously a Ubisoft game, and I don't know, it's just I don't know. They'll change their mind when PS5 is completely dominating by this time next year. They'll go back to talking about how many people got Game Pass
Yeah, yeah.
Guaranteed.
It might not. People might not necessarily go back. It might be I reckon this is going to be more successful than the Xbox One. Straight off the bat, because the Xbox One had that E3 where everyone, including me, was just like, by Microsoft, we're going. We don't want to play this. We're not on board no more. So yeah, I do think it's going to be a lot more successful than the Xbox One. So
yeah, I think it probably will sell more than the Xbox One, but I still don't think it will even come close to even challenging Sony.
Yeah, I was going to say, if any of our listeners, over abroad or over here in the UK, did get a PS5 or Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, let us know. Let us know what it's like, and give us your thoughts and that on it. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, especially for next week, because obviously we'll both have a PS5 by then. So that whole episode will be about our impressions, really, of the console and of the games that we played. Obviously, we'll both have played Spider-Man. We both probably would have played Assassin's Creed. So, next episode will be very much centric around PS5 and the launch games that we've played. So,
yes.
Yep. So if you've got anything to add to that, guys, then, please write in. We'd love to hear from you.
Well said.
Yeah. Are you finished with your Xbox waffle?
I'm finished with that one. Yeah, I've got some more Xbox stories in a minute, but you can. Yeah. One last thing. It wasn't that. I think the numbers of previous generations, Sony just completely dominates each generation. So unless Sony completely kind of fuck up, I don't see how Microsoft can catch them, if you know what I mean. So, and it seems like Sony are just doing more Sony things. They're just continue on what they did in the PS4, which I feel like is Sony at their best. And I feel like we're just going to get, and you kind of look at the first year of first party games, and that's why you ask most people, why are you buying a PS5? And it says, because they're the exclusives. So they're launching with Spider-Man. We've got Demon Souls, which kind of covers a lot of people straight away off the bat. Then you've got Sackboy Big Adventure, which, is a family-ish game. Then next year, they're apparently going to be releasing maybe Gran Turismo, Ratchet & Clank, Horizon, God of War. Yeah.
Come on.
Big play by...
Do you know what I mean? Like within your first year of your console launch.
Sony, yeah.
I just don't see how Microsoft can compete with that. So, it's
because although Microsoft have got some good game, like they got some good, their own exclusives, but like Fable, we know of new Fable's coming, but we don't know when. All we had was like a little, tiny little trailer that kind of, he's coming, but when's it coming? We don't know.
Yeah, and arguably their biggest stuff is now obviously with Bethesda, and when Starfield and Elder Scrolls and the new Fallout, which are so far away because they're years away, and they're apparently still talking about improving their engine or whatever. So, and obviously maybe that's why they needed Microsoft money to kind of take their time to not make any games for a while, just to improve the engine.
I suppose it kind of beneficial for both of them. They get them more money from Microsoft to take their time, and then Microsoft are like, hey, we've got Bethesda, we're going to have all those exclusive games. So, it's kind of beneficial for both of them. But it is a shame. Obviously, Halo Infinite. I did look up for this week to see if I could talk about that and to see what like the current status of that was. But all it was, the articles were mainly just talking about that guy who stepped down, like the lead at 343. So nothing else really saying, it's at this stage, or not like I could find anyway. But it's a shame because you kind of need big exclusive games on launch when you launch a console, and they just kind of haven't. So
I feel like they've fouled, really. You've got a story later on, which they're kind of their closest thing to a first party launch exclusive was coming in December, which was the Medium. That's also been delayed.
So I've got some news about that.
Wow, it's an absolute disaster for them. But anyway, we'll go on to my first news story, which is kind of another kind of marketing PR title, but Ghost of Tsushima becomes PS4's fastest, which is the key word, selling first-party original game, which is very much been so specific to get that title in there. So there's surpassed over 5 million copies sold since July the 17th when it released on PS4. And Herman Hulse, who's obviously the PlayStation Worldwide Studios head, has kind of congratulated Sucker Punch on the incredible achievement, which is, like I said, the key words is fastest and original, because Last of Us outdid it, Spider-Man outdid it, God of War did, but none of these are original because they're sequels, and Spider-Man's obviously are not original IP for PlayStation. So I guess it's competing with, I suppose, Horizon, Days Gone, Death Stranding. Trying to think of another one that is maybe Dreams or whatever, but there's a lot more PlayStations in the wild now than there were back in 2017 when the Horizon kind of was out, and I feel like that's probably the one that you probably should compare it to, the most. And I did look it up how many Horizon have actually sold, and it's actually now sold over 10 million copies, which was recorded February last year. Okay. So I feel like that's probably the target that Ghost will have to hit in the lifetime. So it's going to get a new release of life on the PS5 because they've got the improvements to 60 frames. So, and obviously with the Legends mode as well, I'm sure a lot of people will jump in. Do you reckon it will surpass Horizon's 10 million? Or?
Well, it's pretty impressive, 5 million already. Like you say, it's an original it's original IP. So that's pretty, I think that's pretty impressive anyway. But I think it will. It'll go on sale soon. People will start getting it then, and like you say, graphical upgrade with the PS5. So I think it will. I think it'll do well, and it's more or less guaranteed that there's going to be a sequel. So even then, it will get a boost. It'd be good. Interesting to see how many copies of Horizon sold since the second one got announced. So. I bought it. It was in the sale, like the complete edition, which I actually have got. So I imagine it has. So, I mean, there's people like me and you. We're buying games 2-3 times a go. It's.
I know. Yeah, that's a good thing about sometimes buying it digital is the fact that you can't sell it or move it on when you stop playing with it, and you just stay on your library. So things like that don't happen. So I won't be buying games twice ever again, simply because I'm only ever going to buy digital going forward. So there's literally no need. And this is for 2 different platforms, I suppose. But do you reckon it will surpass did you say that you think it will, or you said it won't? Yeah, I said I think it'll get up there. It will do really well. It's a good game. It's a great game as well. Like, it's a great game, as soon as you start playing it, you kind of it's really enjoyable. So I can't see why not. It took Horizon 2 years. It released in around about February, March, didn't it? 2017. So, for February 2019, for it to hit the 10 million, he had 2 years to do this. And right, we're like 6 months. Has it even been 6 months since Ghost has released? And it's already halfway. So, I feel like it. I think it definitely will, won't it? Well. So, sweet. My next news story, I'm going to group in together because they're kind of like they're both Xbox and they're kind of the same. So the first one, they're both. So the Series X breaks the broadband data use record in the UK, and then the other story was on the 10th, Xbox Live crashed. So obviously the Xbox S and X got released on the 10th, and then it's not surprising that everyone was getting online, and it's kind of made Xbox Live crash. So they've put a fix in since it's now back up. There was just like on their community page saying that we know it's down and we're doing our best to get it back up, which is not ideal really when you've got a new console, and you can't get online. It's 100% not ideal. It's like everything in the book that kind of mess up your console launch. Xbox are like ticking them off like slowly and surely. No exclusives, tick. Servers down, tick. And then it's got it broke UK broadband
broadband record. So the Xbox Series X and S have sold more in their first 24 hours than any other Xbox console hit in history, with Xbox boss Phil Spencer promising that there will be more delivered to retail as quickly as possible. Still vague, you don't know when. That's not necessarily much of an achievement, though, as the Xbox 360 was 15 years ago, and now that the Xbox One was extremely unpopular at launch and unavailable in many countries until some months later. So what is impressive, though, is that the effect the Xbox Series X and S launch had on data usage in the UK, with traffic hitting record-breaking 18 terabits per second on day of launch. So that'd be interesting to see. Oh, well, I say interesting. It just whatever. The PlayStation, whether PlayStation's going to be up there.
Oh yeah, definitely, without doubt.
Yeah,
there's more PlayStations available than Xboxes. Don't know if I'm getting my numbers right, because their production, they tried to double it, didn't they? So from what Microsoft have done, and there's obviously they've sold out as well. So
yeah.
So, and Sony apparently, I think we covered it a few weeks ago, or maybe even a month ago now. I think Jim Ryan came out, or one of the big wigs at Sony kind of said they plan to sell more PS5s than PS4s within the first fiscal year. So
yeah,
I think they planned, their projections was like 7.5 million until be sold by April. And I think they sold like 5 million in that time period on the PS4. So they're planning to sell 2.5 more million than they did previously. And I don't think Microsoft have kind of got those types of projections. So yeah, there's going to be more PS5s in the wild. So yeah, if they're downloading pretty much the same games, because Xbox ain't exactly got any exclusives that are doing this.
Well, we've got some.
Probably most of the people are downloading Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, we've got some sizes here of games. So we've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla launch with 60 gig download and an 8 gig day one update. Okay, nice. Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Warzone update of up to 65 gig. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War preload was 130 gig. Jesus. Your mate, Destiny 2 update was up to 65 gig.
That's very low.
Yeah. So yeah, that's some of the sizes of some of the games that came out last week. So
that's quite impressive
gig
size
for Call of Duty.
It kind of shows how much they've deleted out the game. That's more than half of what it was before. Like before they did this update with Beyond Light on the PS4, it was around 130-ish.
Yeah.
And now, do you know what I mean? That's quite an impressive. Shows how much they've deleted, and they have deleted a lot. But yeah, look forward to downloading things. I like how the sizes are being a little bit more compact. I don't know if that is something to do with the SSD, or I don't know. Developers are kind of refining that these sizes just shouldn't be that big. It also makes it a little bit more confident of the size that we're going to get on the actual storage size. Although I'll probably, like we said, we probably will want to expand or get more storage eventually, but it gives you a little bit of comfort that not all these games are going to be like over 100 gig. And you can maybe have like 3 or 4 games. You probably will be able to have maybe 5 or 6, maybe even 7. Depending on which ones you put on there, which I think is enough. Like if you've got 6 or 7 games on your dashboard at all times, like come on, you can play with 6 or 7 games. But yeah, okay. News story number 2.
So I was just reading an article here about someone. While I was on that article, I saw an article with someone saying why they sold their Xbox One already, Xbox Series X, sorry. And I just
really okay. Why? This is breaking news.
Yeah, it's just kind of like this guy is just saying he got it. He's not a fanboy or anything, but he sold already because he's just playing Gears of War 5 on it, and it's an Xbox One game. Yeah, and although it looks good, it just it's just not. There ain't no games for it. Basically, I think that's what he's saying, and he's disappointed for him. He blames himself for falling for the hype. So it's just it's just a bit of interest, a bit of breaking news here, like you say. Yeah,
that was breaking news.
Guy sells Xbox Series X. Sorry,
moron buys product that he doesn't know anything about.
Yeah,
and then is disappointed by unrealistic expectations.
He does say he's going to buy a PlayStation 5, but not yet. So maybe I'll get the PlayStation 5 as its launch games have been getting better reviews than I expected, but the price just seems such a put off. I wish Sony had done its own version of Game Pass, as it would have made this whole decision so much easier. Go, look, mate. You're not welcome in the Sony. You're not welcome in the Sony.
Wow, this guy. Who's this guy is? Jesus. All right.
Yeah, right, but I'll let you get back onto it.
No. It's good to have this breaking news. You get a little like breaking news siren.
Yeah, I was on the metro.
Come in with the sweeping on your helicopter, break through the window with this breaking news of this guy that did no research at all.
He's live tweeting.
Xbox expecting to play Halo day one to realise that it's been delayed.
No, I know what he means though, because like I was always going to buy a PlayStation 5, and I have got a pre-order, luckily enough. But I know what he means. The hype for the Xbox Series X is so big, and you kind of like, that is good. I want it. And like we've said before in previous episodes, they've kind of done a good. They have done like a good like spin. At one point, it looked like that's it, they're over. And then when they come out with their second press conference, and EA is part of Game Pass now, and they're doing this and doing that, and you're like, oh shit, they have pulled it back. It's really good. But so I can get why you'd fall for the hype. But if you've spent like £400 or on a new console and you're playing your last generation's games, you're kind of thinking, what's the point? You know, it may be
no. To defend the console launch, I feel like it's great that you can do that, because in previous generations, I remember when I got my PS4, I bought the PS4, which I spent birthday money on, and all of the money I had was to play some free games like Warframe. I bought FIFA as my first game. I basically played like 2 or 3 games, and that was that was it until I think Infamous Second Son came out, and then I had like 4 games to play. At least we've got a back library of loads of things we can play while we wait for this next generation. I think.
Yeah. I'll get. It's good that we've got the backwards compatibility, but I mean, like, this guy maybe would have felt better if there was actual exclusives day one.
Yeah, there should be at least 1 or 2.
Halo 1 was that, or they done a Gears 6 or whatever. You know what I mean?
They should give you at least 1 or 2 exclusives. Xbox Series X, which they're not going to do because their model is always to put it on Xbox One. So that's always going to hold it back. Although I'm saying that, I'm contradicting myself here, because obviously Sony have done the same thing with their launch exclusive. They're all on the PS4 except for Demon Souls. And Ratchet and Clank, I imagine, won't be either. So because of the traveling in the portals, it won't be on the PS4. And I can't wait for that game, because I imagine it's going to really push the triggers, the haptic feedback with all their guns. Yeah. I feel like that game's going to be so good.
Here we go. We've got this geezer here. Look, this guy. The thing is, I've never felt this before. Even though, and that's why I do it like emotionally. Even though, let's face it,
I feel like we need some kind of sad music.
Yeah, like,
where you read
even though, let's face it, console launches are usually not that great. Maybe I lost my gaming mojo, but it felt like it was still there when I pre-ordered, and now I just don't seem to care so much. So I've already sold my Xbox Series X, and I actually made a little profit. Oh, that's why. He's a shark. He's a scalper. He's just wanting to make as much money as he can. He's going to go and buy 2 PlayStation 5s now. A little profit from doing so. But when I buy a replacement within the new year, I'm going to think a lot harder about it and what I'm actually buying it for, rather than just the sake of just buying it so I own one. Good on you.
Nice. Enough about this guy.
Yeah, that's enough of that. Yeah, let you go into your news now.
So I was a bit upset about this now. Okay, news story number 2. Horizon Zero Dawn confirms PlayStation 5 backwards capability, which we already knew, but the biggest thing is that the PS5, you can now transfer your game transfer and, sorry, get that right. You can transfer your game save data to the PS5, and it's also going to get 60 frames upgrade as well, which
60 frames.
Is fantastic news for me, because like I said earlier, I bought the complete edition, and then I kind of thought, wait a minute, a lot of these exclusives or PlayStation first parties are being confirmed that they're getting these upgrades, so they're jumping back in now. Let's just wait to see if he's going to get an upgrade on the PS5 before I jump back in and try and get the platinum. And every single one got confirmed. God of War got confirmed, Ghost got confirmed, Days Gone got Last of Us. All of them except for Horizon. I was like, come on, it's got to happen, surely. And last minute they've swooped in and said they are doing it, so fantastic. Can't wait.
Yeah.
It's going to be my game in January, I reckon, when it's gone a bit quiet.
I reckon you're still going to be playing Assassin's Creed and potentially Cyberpunk in January. So
yeah, potentially. Yeah, I jump in and out of kind of RPGs though. So
yeah,
I'll probably play Assassins quite a bit, and then I'll probably just jump back out and might jump back in later on. It's kind of what I do with these types of games. Same with Cyberpunk. I don't know. We'll see. If it comes out in December, then we'll have that conversation whether or not I'm playing it in January. We'll see. So, yeah, we'll see. Is there any games that I feel like I've asked you this question before. Is there any games, like backwards capability games that received an upgrade that you're looking forward to seeing on your PS5? Out of interest, as Jedi Fallen Order, is that getting an upgrade? See, that might be a good reason for you waiting.
That's what my plan was all along.
Yeah,
I was waiting. So
I don't think it's been confirmed.
Fallen Order news. Actually, I am moving out on the. We get to move out and move in somewhere on the 16th of December. No, confirmed now. So it's a bit of a ball ache around that time, but yeah, I may potentially be able to play Jedi Fallen Order at some point. So that's exciting.
Over Christmas, okay, nice.
Yeah. But I think I've said before, God of War. I want to replay God of War. So then, if it's got like a boost on God of War, the graphical boost on that. So yeah, it'd be that.
Okay. So, yeah. Look forward to seeing all these games.
Yeah. I wasn't a massive fan of Horizon, so I don't think I'd go back to that.
Yeah, no, I loved Horizon. It was a great game. I won the plat. I can't wait for the second one. Second one's going to be even better.
I will play the second one. Yeah, I just don't know what. Like I said to you before, it was the story. I just kind of didn't care about anyone. But that's just me. I thought it was
quite interesting about her origin and where she's from, and
so I didn't.
The Zero Dawn stuff, and I thought it was quite it's one of the more interesting stories. 100%.
And the captain, is it Captain Daniels from The Wire? He was in it.
Yeah.
And I was just really. Yeah, but like I just said, I don't really care about a lot anymore. I'm kind of empty inside. I feel just in the dark, cold. Sorry.
I don't even know what to say to that.
If you're doing like a psych degree or something, you have to
a psych degree. Yeah,
you had to help me out.
Psychology, yes.
Yeah, but you
can pay me a lot of money and I'll help you.
No, it's mates rates, mate. All right, it's
free.
Oh, yeah. It's free. Yeah, mates rates is free.
We'll discuss fees after the show.
Cool. All right. So God of War I'd like to play again, and like you say, if Fallen Order got a graphical upgrade, that'd be great as well. So yeah.
Oh yes.
Right, going on to my next news story. It's an Xbox as well. It's Xbox centric. So Medium is like a psychological horror game. It was meant to be getting released on the 10th of December 2020, and it's kind of like you say, it's an Xbox. You said earlier on, Xbox exclusive. People might be like, hey, new psychological horror game. Can't wait to play it. Well, now if you do want to play, you got to wait till January next year because it's been delayed. It's now coming out on the 28th of January. And this is due in part to COVID-19 in Poland and all the other and also the other games that was getting released in that window. Probably Cyberpunk, yeah. So they've seen maybe it was a stretch. And they've seen Cyberpunk's coming out there and they're like, you know what, don't worry about it, we'll wait. So yeah, that's getting put off.
It's so funny how the amount of games that just move out of the way of that game, but Cyberpunk keeps like trolling everybody by moving.
It's just kind of like bowling in. It's like
exactly. It was coming out in April when loads of games were coming out around that. So then Last of Us moved, and this moved, and that moved, and then we came up in September, and it was like, oh shit, Avengers moved to September, and then they went, and then they moved again to like November, where all these games were. So then some games like Immortal Phoenix Rising, and I don't know, I feel like there was another one that moved away from November, which I thought was a good idea. But now, they're gone to December, so all the December games are like,
oh shit, yeah. So that's been delayed again. Another kick in the balls, really, for Xbox. It's just good. It's just job Xbox has got Game Pass, really. You know what I mean? It's that's all it is. Is
a service.
Yeah, that is the golden ticket, really. But yeah, it's. I wouldn't play this anyway because the psychological horror game just kind of sounds like my worst nightmare. Yeah. So, sorry everyone.
Silence.
Yeah, there's a tumbleweed. There's a tumbleweed. I don't even live near the desert. What's going on?
And you're indoors as well. It's
I'm
strange.
indoors as well. Yeah. Oh, it's your
Even
girlfriend.
weirder.
She's just chucking stuff at me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's another like you say, another tick off the checklist for Microsoft.
Yeah, they are. They're ticking it off. How to not launch a console. 101 seminar.
But you would say that though, because you're Sony pony, so you know.
No, I just see the facts. If Sony do something wrong, then we call them out on it.
I think there should be, you know, like people who like grown men who like My Little Pony are called bronies. I think there should be like a thingy for Sony ponies. There should be like it can't be called Sony's though, because that just I'm going to think of it and I'll let you know.
Well, it already is a Sony pony, isn't it? That's already.
Yeah, no, but like it needs to be shortened again because people ain't got time.
Just
I ain't got
it
time to say Sony pony. About Sponny.
I don't know why I'm helping you. I'm saying, I'm trying to help you here, but I don't know why I am.
All right, Sponny. You wait, that'll take off.
That's hilarious. Talking about Sponny news. So PlayStation 5's Spider-Man Remastered will let you import existing saves after all. Hallelujah. So Insomniac basically tweeted out, so we have heard you. An incoming update for Spider-Man PS4 will be added to the available to export your save data to Spider-Man Remastered. With an update, we'll also add the free suits from the remaster to the PS4 game. We expect to bring this to you around Thanksgiving, which is obviously in a couple of weeks' time. Obviously, this is fantastic. Well, no, I'm a bit overselling. It's good news. It's a good thing that they're doing this. And we kind of, I don't know if they deserve credit for this, because I feel like we kind of excused them from like not letting us import the save data in the first place by saying it was kind of a separate game. It's understandable that you're not going to be able to do here. And it turns out that obviously that wasn't the case. They could have done it this whole time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, Sony, you kind of fucked up here. I'm glad you kind of backtracked and you're giving it to us now, but that shouldn't be a thing. You should allow people to import their save data. So why did not do it at launch? What do you reckon?
Yeah.
I just don't know why they didn't.
No, I don't know. It doesn't affect me because I'm going to start from the beginning anyway. But yeah, I can see why some people can be pretty annoyed about not being able to export their save data over. And don't know.
I don't know. It's just an option, isn't it? It's just like I want to have the option. If I didn't want to start from the beginning, because I've beat the game, I've got the player, I'm in the DLC. I've never finished the DLC. So if I just wanted to jump in and do the DLC, that just wouldn't have been possible.
Yeah, you want to have all your
where I left off.
You want to have all your stuff available to you. Yeah,
exactly. But if you always wanted to start a game, you can always do a new game anyway, because you have multiple saves in a game. So it ain't like that is gone. That should be included in all games that have been remastered, I think. No, definitely. Right, my next news story is about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, like a review. So the person reviewing this on GamesRadar.com give it 3 out of 5 stars. Okay, so I'll just list some of the pros. Brilliant amendment to the typical Call of Duty campaign formula. Has moments of serious style and humour. The slower moments are its strongest. And then it's got cons. Some of the more fast-paced missions manage to be boring. Weapons don't feel as weighty as previous iterations. AV bugs abound. So that weapons one, I saw another article saying that the haptic feedback on the controller PS5 that does make them feel a lot different. Like, makes you feel like every time using a different weapon. So that'd be interesting to see it on like the PS5 one. And
And basically, yeah, this Call of Duty is a little bit different. Like you can make choices like in the campaign. So where all the other ones have just been mission. You can do this. Yeah, you can do choose to do like side missions or interrogate people, and it kind of like changes the outcome of the game. So that's obviously completely different. In the review, they do say like there's too many slow motion bits. Like in one of the missions, there's like 2 slow motion bits within a minute, and they just kind of get a bit tedious. And there's also like they must have the royalties for a lot of songs because they're playing like obviously they keep dropping like all these like famous songs.
80s music.
Yeah, and then said that as well. That's pretty cool. But again, after
that's what it is, though, isn't it? You're playing an action movie, aren't you? You're supposed to be playing a 80s action. I don't know. I was going to say cop thriller, but it's not cop, is it? Army, CIA, FBI, whatever it is.
Yeah, Chuck Norris and Delta Force, something like that.
Yeah, a western. You're playing a western.
Yeah, western. Yeah, so. They're basically saying that this is just a campaign. So again, what they're reviewing here, it's saying it feels like the same game, but it's kind of got a bit of an identity crisis because they've done the new things, but they didn't want to do it too much to change it. So they've got some new things in there, but they've kind of tried to keep it the same, and that's what makes it feel like it's kind of a bit confused. Okay. The person reviewing it kind of said that they kind of wish they'd just gone for broke and just done something completely different. But
interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting that they've got that stuff in the campaign because every Call of Duty for how many ever years they've been going, it is just mission. At least now they're giving you a little bit of little tiny little bit of leeway to do some other bits. So yeah, it's
reviewed well though, isn't it? Looking at the score on Metacritic and stuff, it's been received very well across the board. So
yeah, I think the online is supposed to be quite good as well. So
yeah, I think it's been reviewed very well.
I do like, I would like to play it and play the online as well, but I just can't justify spending that money, that money on a game. I kind of like, do I really want to play it? You know what I mean? It's not like something I really want to play. So it's it's a pass.
How much is it here? 70.
Yeah, I think so. Let me have a look on the old Amazon. So yeah, I would like to play it, but I'm not going to, which is a shame.
Okay. While you're looking that up, I'll go on to my 4th news story, which is Square Enix HD gaming unit loses 63 million after Marvel's Avengers launch, which is a little bit harsh on Marvel. Let's just shit on the game that's kind of struggling at this moment in time. But there we go.
It's shit. Is that the reason why? Because it's shit?
Nothing to do with subjective opinions, Brad. But yeah. Mm-hmm. So Marvel Avengers was one of Square Enix biggest releases this year, but game sales weren't enough to help Square Enix HD Games business turn around a profit for its latest period. So yeah, they've basically lost 63 million, and the Marvel's Avengers only apparently sold 2.2 million at launch. To date, obviously, it only came out in September, so we're only like 2 months in, but I don't know what their projections were, how much it was going to sell. I imagine there was quite a big budget within this game. It's got a lot of big voice actors like Nolan North and Troy Baker, etc. And having the license of Marvel, I imagine Disney are wanting a lot of royalties and money for them actually using these licenses. So the actual profit that Square are actually going to make from this game is probably not that much unless they got big numbers. So it's still ongoing. You can still turn it around. It's got loads and loads of potential just because of what I've said so many times. It's because of the roster of the Rose Gallery and the heroes that they can add to the Marvel. So with that, it can turn it around. It was just too buggy and it's got no content. And that's the 2 problems that it's got. They can solve both of those things by adding content and getting rid of the bugs. And they've got a great game. It kind of reminds me very similar to, and I don't want to compare it to Destiny because Destiny is the gold standard with these type of live service games, but it's very similar to Division and Destiny when they both launched, where we kind of call Destiny kind of vanilla Destiny, where there's kind of not a lot of content there, and you kind of had to wait for the first expansion, which was obviously with Destiny 2 was Forsaken, which completely transformed the game. And that's what Avengers needs. It needs its year one expansion, which will probably come out in September, whatever, to be huge. They might have to go for something like a Thanos story, or I don't know, something really big where it's you had all these characters, this new villain, a new. Do you know what I mean? That's what they need, and it will definitely pick up. People will buy it. I reckon even people like you would do a completely 180 and go, oh yeah, actually this game is now actually quite good now, like you did with No Man's Sky or whatever. So yeah, no, it's got a chance. But yeah, no, it's quite interesting that they did lose, considering they brought out Final Fantasy VII Remake this year, which has sold over 5 million copies, which is a very impressive. So yeah, but apparently it wasn't enough for them to lose all that money. Maybe down to the pandemic. I don't know if Square makes money in other places. I'm not sure, but it's probably more down to COVID than Avengers.
Yeah.
So what do you think of Avengers?
Well, I've seen a lot of negative reviews. Obviously the positive stuff I get from you, I think it's just a case of people have they've done the game, finished it, and now they're just waiting for content. And if it doesn't come out soon, it could I don't know, impact it even more. People kind of if it's left too long, people are just kind of gonna be not bothering to carry on playing it. So yeah, it's a conundrum, obviously.
Yeah, you're right. It is content. That's the key to all these type games. It's kind of, I've had this discussion a few times with what makes a looter shooter or a looter slasher or a live service game successful. And I think the two things is variety and content and a constant flow of it. And to some people, when a game succeeds at that, like a Destiny, and after a while it becomes a little bit daunting because there's so much to do. But if you didn't have all that content, you wouldn't keep the player base. Because I had pages and pages of quests and things that I didn't even touch. And you can go through my collections of my guns and things I've got. And although I played loads of it, and I've got most of them, probably I would say I've got 70%. But there's still that 30% that I just don't have, and I could try and get it, but I don't need it. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's only for those that are kind of the collectors or the people that really want to play really competitive with raids and things, and you kind of need to change your weapons, depending on what you're doing. There might be a certain, I don't know, encounter where you need a sniper on and you need a really high DPS one, so you need a really high DPS like the Izanagi's, which is the highest DPS probably weapon in the game. But it's like I said to you last week when I finally got it, it's a really long quest steps to get it. But if you need it for a certain situation where you need to kill a boss and everybody's got that equipped,
then you need it.
Do you know what I mean? You need it for those kind of situations, but you don't need it to play the game. I've been playing it for 3-4 years and I've only just got it. So, it's just, you just need content. That's the key thing.
Yeah.
And you also need a fun game loop as well, which Avengers has got. It's generally a fun game to play. It's just switch off and you're playing a superhero game. It's like playing Spider-Man, but you can pick different characters and they generally feel really good. It's quite impressive how each individual character feels like that character. So maybe one day I'll play it, but going back to price of Call of Duty. So it's weird how I don't get the new pricing structure. So Call of Duty Cold War on PS5 is $64.99. Miles Morales on its own was obviously $50.99, I think it was. Assassin's Creed Valhalla for the PS5 is $51.99. But then you've got some games are gonna NBA 2K21 that's $59.99. Just kind of all over the show. There doesn't seem to be a standard price at the minute. So it's a bit odd. Yeah, well, you get the recommended retail price, and then I guess it's down to Amazon whether or not they want to drop it or whatever. But I think obviously Ubisoft already said that all their games are going to just stay at PS4 prices for the time being. I'll be interested to know which one when they'd actually decide to go, we are now bumping it up, because I feel like they're going to get the backlash because they're been promotedly saying we're not doing it. And eventually we'll have to.
Yeah, the gold edition for
Far Cry, maybe the first one.
Far Cry Gold Edition is £80. So, but obviously that's the gold edition. That's not the standard. I couldn't see the sort of gold one on there. So yeah.
Yeah, I think gold editions are generally that because I got the gold editions for Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I said, I want to play the DLC. I want to do the invasion, or well, it's not really an invasion, but yeah, I want to do the Paris DLC. So I thought, oh, let's just get it, and then I got the DLC, and I can play all that because I like Assassin's Creed, and it's got good reviews. So I thought I'd get the gold edition. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was 80. I want to say that's 80.
Okay. Yeah, maybe
or 75 or something like that. I don't know, but very, very close.
You got so much money, you don't know how much stuff's worth. You're just dropping money here, there, and everywhere. You're like, yeah, whatever, you know.
Yeah, well, you're the money bags.
You're the baller. You're baller over it. You got one of those money guns. You're just shooting money everywhere. You're like, you know.
Well, if I did that, I wouldn't have any money.
Yeah. It's
keep
just,
it for yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So my last news story, because I kind of combined two in one earlier on, is to do with crossplay, and everyone agrees crossplay is good, and everyone was calling for it, and everyone wanted it. Now we've got it, and if you're playing on a PS5 or Xbox Series X, and you're playing a brand new console and you're loving it and it's really fast, well, it doesn't make a difference when you're playing online because you still have to wait for people who are using the older consoles to come in. So it's saying here that on the PlayStation 5, you're getting in a few seconds, but then you're going to have to wait up to a minute, sometimes up to a minute for other people to get into the lobby team before you start playing the game. Okay. And someone on this article said like there's an option for PC that you can turn cross-platform off, which is so they're only playing with people with like the faster systems, the faster rigs. But now there's an option for that on PlayStation 5. So yeah, if you are using a PS5, you're gonna be just sitting around waiting, which is, like I say, cross-platform's good, but it's kind of get annoying after a while, I'd imagine. What's the likelihood that you're going to get in there with someone all on PS5s or Xbox Series X's or high-end PCs? You know what I mean? It's not very likely. So
yeah, this Call of Duty, right? You're talking about?
Yeah, Call of Duty. Yeah, Call of Duty Cold War. Yeah, sorry. For the time being, it looks like it's just going to be something that's staying around. So, what's your thoughts?
It's a problem. It's a problem. Yeah. It is a real problem. Hopefully it only lasts for a year. I imagine it's because of the player base. And obviously Microsoft are having their biggest launch ever, apparently. And Sony are having their biggest launch ever. So if both of these companies are not lying, there should be enough player base, I suppose, by this time next year that we won't need to do cross-play with current or previous gen.
Yeah,
you should have crossplay between Series X and PS5, and then you should have crossplay between PS4 and Xbox One, and separate them. And you can add the PC people to the PS5 lobby, so then that will increase the player base there as well.
Yeah, and
leave the previous gen to play with each other, and everybody can have a good time with their SSDs, and people who don't have SSDs can have their slow times. It's I think that's a solution, but we'll probably have to wait a year for it.
Yeah.
It's also unfair because obviously the frame rates and the resolution, everything's just increased on the new gen. So I would imagine the PS5 and Series X people and PC people all got an advantage.
Yeah, over the PC people have always got an advantage, didn't they? Because a lot of them cheat. So, it's that's a sweeping generalization, but it's It's a thing. Have you do you encounter that in Destiny or anything like that, or not? Because you only play with your own group, I suppose. I suppose you maybe on Thursday you'll notice it.
I don't know if you heard, Brett, but the PS5 is not out in the UK yet.
I thought you was an influencer. I thought you got yours early.
Oh, Jesus! Personal attack now.
So maybe on Thursday
I will tell you about if I experience these slow. Although I did kind of, because I feel like I don't know if they've unlocked load times, because there was a few times because I've got a Pro and I've been playing with people that just got a base PS4 and I was loading into like strikes and things a little bit quicker than everybody else.
Oh, okay.
Only by I don't know, 5 maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah.
but thankfully the whole thing was like loaded up, enemies was loaded up, so I could start playing before everybody else. But it's P versus E, so I'm not honestly killing them. So I kind of, the only advantage I have is I'm getting, I don't know, a few more kills early on, but it makes no difference really. But yeah, I haven't experienced it on P versus P. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
But I imagine the load times will be a little bit slow. I've heard people talk about on PC, because obviously PC, although everybody's has SSDs, but SSDs run at different speeds. Hence why obviously Sony wants to test a lot of these SSDs that they can run fast enough for their system. So yeah, I feel like that's been a problem for quite a while on PC. So yeah, we're just bringing over more PC problems, aren't we? Really, consoles were just like really convenient. No like hard drives, no upgrading, none of this, none of that, and we're slowly but surely just turning these into like PCs with PC problems and all sorts.
Well, yeah, like you say, the Xbox Series X looks like a bit like tower. So
yeah, it does. Yeah, it is. It's a mini PC.
Yeah,
about to do Excel spreadsheets on it soon, I reckon.
Right, okay, so that was my last news story. I don't know, I know you've got a couple more, and then you've got your Destiny chat, and
yes,
yeah, you love your Destiny. When you do your Destiny chat, I'll go make a cup of tea or something. Yeah, it's just
all right.
Yeah, I'm joking. So what's your
my news story?
Yeah, I've just done mine about loading times.
Oh, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's always trying to, not put the work in.
I didn't realise. I thought it was my one. Fine. You're right. I lost track. Okay, so my news story number 5 is about where and when you can buy a PS5 when it's back in stock. We've had some updates from, I suppose, only 2 retailers have kind of given us actual concrete updates. So Currys / PC World. By the way, this is all in the UK. So the UK stores, Currys, PC World, and John Lewis have both confirmed that they will have new stock on the 19th, which is obviously launch day.
Yes.
Others like Very said they're gonna get a new batch very soon. The rest like Smiths, Amazon, Box, eBay, Argos, etc., kind of all are out of stock at the moment. There's no confirmation. Argos have said they're going to get stock soon, so either at launch or within that window. These are the kind of places, if you want to get one on day one or launch day, if you haven't already got it, then I would suggest you head over to Currys or John Lewis, because they will be having them online only, by the way, because these stores are not open at the moment.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, he's on.
Go over to their website. Make sure you make an account first of all, and then you can do that with Currys or whatever. Get all your banking details, give it to them. Put it all in, because you ain't got time to put that in, because then bots are smashing through that checkout like you can't believe. Get prepared. And if you haven't got one, you want one. So that's what you got to do. Games not listed here, so I don't know what's happening with those people. But I'm not sure. Check those.
I said to my mate who wanted one, I told her like midnight on the 19th. When it ticks over to the 19th, have a few devices open, maybe a couple of different sites, just trying to edge your bets to try and get one. Yep. But like you say, creating your account, your user account beforehand is definitely,
you have to. There's no chance.
That's like when I got my Argos one, I already had my account with my payment details and everything on it and my address. So all I had to do was log in, boom. Put your 3-digit on the back of your card in, and then I was out. You got no chance if you don't do that at all. For our US listeners, GameStop apparently going to get more stock on the 27th of November, so check it out then. Apparently Walmart had some on day one, and I think I did actually see I saw it all over Twitter, like people, like there was just like,
I think it crashed, didn't they? They completely crashed the site. So prepare for that, John Lewis and Currys. Yeah. Prepare for that. Their sites are going to crash on Thursday.
Yeah.
So I might, if I remember, if I'm not too busy playing with my PS5.
You'll go buy another one.
No, I'm just going to log on to see if I can see if it crashes or not, just out of interest.
You're just gonna,
Because I've spoken to so many people that have been kind of so like want one, but they haven't bothered pre-ordering it. They're just like, oh, I'll get it at launch. I'll get it at launch. And I'm like, you're not going to get it. And they're like, why are you so negative about it? Why are you so I'm like, I'm not. I tried pre-ordering. Well, I did pre-order one and I saw how chaotic it was.
Yeah.
It was mad. Literally within 5 minutes on every website, it was gone.
Yeah.
If you're not like really like prepared for this, you're not going to get it. But yeah, they seem to think they can just whistle into the store, skipping into like a
that one,
exactly. Oh, look, there's all these boxes, and then just walk out casually. It's like Jingle Bells, the Christmas movie.
Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, it's Jingle All the Way where everyone's
Double Man.
Yeah, exactly. It's that, but for a console, it's the hottest ticket for this Christmas. And but virtually, it's like all virtual. But it's like, do you remember playing Fall Guys when you're all trying to bundle through that one wall?
Yeah,
it's like that, but we're all doing that virtually, trying to get on first. So it's virtual Fall Guys.
My brother's like, I'll get a PS5, and I was like, you ain't got a pre-order? He's like, no, I'll get one and launch. I was like, he's
another one.
He's like, I've got my contacts. I was like, okay.
Ooh, okay.
I was like, okay. And if he does get one, if he sends me a picture of him got one, I'll be like, that's fucking impressive. You know, that is.
I will say, if he says he's got contacts, he just gets one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But he's good. It's good news. A little bit of good news there for people who do want one. An update before release. So yeah, check it out.
Yes,
do it, peeps. Do it.
Influencers.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Your go. My go.
I don't have news no more. I've done all my news. So
Christ!
It's because I combined two in one earlier on because it's kind of relevant. So
fine, fair enough.
Yeah.
So my next news story is Assassin's Creed Valhalla doubles launch player base count compared to Odyssey. The publisher Ubisoft basically said it's a testament to Assassin's Creed Valhalla development on players' expectations. And that's what obviously they're putting the success down to. I feel like it's a little bit of that, but I feel like I said earlier, I think it's just down to them coming out the right place at the right time. And I think the success of the game is probably mostly down to, I don't say mostly, it's a little bit harsh on them. They've made a game. Partly down to the failure of Microsoft, Watch Dogs, CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
I think Cyberpunk being pushed. I think Watch Dogs not being received very well. And the fact that Microsoft has no first-party exclusives, I think has really, really helped this game sales. That's what convinced me to get it. No, I was always going to get it, but that's what convinced me to get it at launch.
Well, that's what just convinced me because I was like, no, I'm not getting it. And then, like you say, we've got pushed back, and I'd seen some gameplay in that, and I was like, actually, it looks really good. It looks fun. So yeah, and I'm going to get it.
No, it does look really good. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the launch title for the Series X. I saw a comparison video. I think it was GameSpot. It's GameSpot. I always get confused between that and GameSpot Stop, which is a shop in America, I believe. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, I saw a comparison video between the Series X and the PS5, and the Series X version actually looks better than the PS5 version, and it loads in quicker. So
really,
yeah, it's kind of like interesting that Ubisoft have made. I know they obviously did all their marketing with Xbox, but it's interesting that they've made the Series X version slightly better. It had like more clouds, the lighting looks slightly better, and obviously both of these. Well, not both of these, sorry, but this game is clearly not pushing both of these consoles to their limit. So it ain't like the PS5 doesn't have the capability of running it exactly the same, but yet it doesn't. The Series X looks slightly better, and it also loads in slightly quicker. So, which seems to be across the board for a lot of these third-party games. They all seem to be loaded in slightly quicker with the Xbox than it does with the PlayStation. So, I don't know if that's a part of quick resume or whatever, but yeah, that technology is slightly better than on the PlayStation side.
Yeah.
Part 2 of this is about the Assassin's Creed Valhalla review, which obviously, like we said before, it's received really well. It's reviewed. So we've got this Den of Geek, which gave them 4 stars, which is quite interesting. This is the 12th Assassin's Creed.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Bloody hell.
since 2007.
Yeah.
She's and yeah, Ubisoft are finding fresh takes for the series, which they are doing. They've kind of completely evolved it. I kind of call since Origins, and these 3 games are completely. It's a new series. It's not
Yeah.
Assassin's like the old Assassin's Creed, and then this is the new Assassin's Creed. I feel like there should be like a little marriage in the middle, which I feel like this one is going to be. I've not played it yet. Where they do need to go a little bit more to the assassin side and have a little bit more stealth, because the last 2 are kind of like there's no real hidden blade. You're not really assassinating. It's more about combat, and obviously, and I imagine this one will be as well because you're a Viking. But yeah, I would like to be a little bit more of an assassin and be a little bit more stealthy, which apparently with the skill tree in this, it allows you to be that if you want to do that. So,
okay.
But hopefully they're slowly heading towards either going back to Rome with all that kind of, with the actual assassins. I would like them to do like a new RPG version of kind of that kind of era again, or obviously go to Japan, which they may want to do.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted to go to China as well, didn't they? I think as well. So
China, okay,
yeah. It's going to be interesting for me because like I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since Brotherhood. So yeah, it's a very long time ago.
Yeah, that is a long time. Did you buy it Odyssey in the end?
Yeah, I've got it in my library. Yeah. So yeah, I will play that at some point. So yeah, looking forward to Valhalla.
Yeah. It'll be hard to go back, I think. Once you play Valhalla, it'll be hard to go back because I feel like they've improved on a lot of the issues with Odyssey, like the grindiness. It apparently is not here in Odyssey, and that is the biggest problem, is all the padding in Odyssey.
Yeah.
So and the settlement system's quite cool as well. I can't wait to build up my little settlement, or like doing things like that. So yeah, I'm waiting for the PS5 to release before playing it.
Yeah, we both jump in.
Yep, certainly. Yeah, and we obviously will definitely give our review. It's not really a review. We don't really do reviews, but our preview impressions, our thoughts on Assassin's Creed, Spider-Man, and obviously the PS5 next week. So yeah. We'll save our thoughts for that.
Yes.
So the last news story, which will go into my kind of impressions or review of Beyond Light, is some Destiny news. So Bungie have confirmed that Destiny 2 Crucible will run at 120 frames on next-gen consoles. So they're basically going to improve the frame rates on the next-gen PS5 and Series X, which will come with the update, which is happening on the 8th of December, when they improve the rest of the game mode up to 60 frames locked on both consoles. So I can't wait to see it. I was kind of interested. I always wanted them to go to 120 frames, like across the board. Obviously, when they said 60, I was a little bit disappointed, but kind of accepted it. But to see them that they can do it in Crucible is fantastic. It'll be interesting to see, and I don't know if this goes into something I said a few weeks ago, where it's kind of like once you hit a certain threshold of frame rates, does it become like unnoticeable? It's dropping. And so because like 60 will be the minimum it ever will be, I would imagine what they're doing, because once again, they're using the term up to 120 frames, which Call of Duty uses, and all these terms using. And I remember I had this discussion with a friend the other day, and he was making out that there's no way these consoles are going to be running 4K 120. Yeah. And I was like, but it's not. It's up to. The key word is up to.
Up to, yeah.
And the thing is, it's just going to be basically unlocked, sorry. So basically what I imagine it will be is that it will be locked. So it will never drop below 60, but it's allowed to go above it. So you might be getting 80 frames, 90 frames. It might even go up to 100, 110.
Yeah.
But it will never be 120. But it's kind of like once you get above 80, 90 frames.
Do you notice it?
Do you notice the difference between the 90 frames or 100 frames? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like we've been playing at 30. So then playing at 90, 80, whatever, it's just they're just allowing it to push beyond 60 rather than looking at 60. So it'd be interesting to jump from Crucible to then jump to something that's then 60. So you might be like losing potentially, like if it's running at 90 and it's jumping down to 60, you're obviously losing 30 frames, which is a third of the frame. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it'll be noticeable or not. So yeah, but once again, it will have to split the player base. Like I said, with Call of Duty, you can't have PS4 players playing with the PS5, not just because of the SSD and load times, but also because of this with the high frame rates and you just need to split it now. It's there's too much of a gap. So
Yeah.
I imagine they'll wait a year, and that should come into next year, I would imagine, at some point. Or maybe they'll do an update sooner. But yeah, they need to change it. But yeah, the issues with Crucible anyway at the moment is, like I said to you before we started recording, is stasis. It's kind of broken the balance of the complete game. Because obviously you're playing P versus P. Crucible, by the way, is the kind of the player versus player mode in Destiny, if you didn't know. And stasis is this new power that Symbion Light, which basically allows you the ability to freeze enemies. So when you can freeze other Guardians in the Crucible mode, it's a bit chaotic, and it's obviously you're just going to keep dying. You're constantly getting frozen, and I'm not very good at it anyway, and it wasn't my favorite game mode as it is, but it's just made it even less enjoyable. The fact that you get frozen every 2 minutes, and pretty much maybe once out of all the times I got frozen, I actually survived, because you're basically dead. You're like frozen still, and people are shooting, so you're going to die. They actually, funny enough, did cancel Trials, which is their kind of big, what only runs at the weekend. It's kind of like the big P versus P mode, where all the best players go into this weekend event, and you get like some of the best loot in the game. And they actually did cancel it for 2 weeks. They said there was kind of bugs, but I honestly think it's because of stasis and how broken it is. And they didn't want to open that, and people could just get, because it's like free players versus free players.
Oh, okay.
So if you can like freeze two of them and then another one comes in and shoots, I just feel like they probably thought, this balancing of this is just it's a little bit broken, so maybe we should delay this. But yeah, that's enough about Crucible. Destiny 2 servers went down on Beyond Light's launch, which I experienced. It was shocking. No one could get on at all. It was quite funny because I left work and I tried logging in. Thankfully I was in a party with some friends, so it wasn't like I was just sat there by myself. So it was a bit of a laugh because no one could get on.
Yeah,
it was just in the load screen. It just wouldn't let you in. It took me, I think, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to log in.
Jesus, yeah.
Some friends did get in before me, but then got kicked out. And every time I got to get to the login screen, I got some error. My error code kept being chicken, and then it would just kick me back. And then I was in like this queue number, which was at one point, I think it was like 439,000 in the queue or whatever it was. It was like, oh my God.
Jesus.
Everybody else was like a lower number than me, but somehow I got in before them. So I don't know if these numbers mean anything or whatever. But one friend that was playing with, he couldn't even get in the whole night. He just wouldn't let him in at all. So he was a bit pissed, and he just logged off after waiting 4 hours. It was quite funny because I was on Twitch at the same time. It was all like in a party, and I was looking at Twitch. Obviously, these big Twitch streamers that stream Destiny, none of them could get in either. So it was kind of like funny watching them, like their big launch day recording, and they're just stuck in the menu screen. They can't even get in for like multiple hours.
It's a big fuck up, isn't it? Really, you know what I mean? It's a big. They
had this issue last year with Shadowkeep, but it was nowhere near as bad as this. I remember there being a bit of a queue, and it took me about 45 minutes to maybe an hour to get on. It was just a queue, but this was just kicking people out. This is mental. It kind of shows why some developers need a publisher like an Activision, whatever. And obviously that is the only downside I feel with Bungie going solo, because with the servers of Activision behind them, these issues never happened. So that's sometimes why you need a big publisher like that, because obviously they support. You never have any of these issues with Call of Duty, which is even bigger popular game than Destiny. And Destiny seems to fail with their servers on launch day because there's so many people trying to log in. Virtual Fall Guys again, amount of people trying to log in first.
That's our new analogy. Virtual Fall Guys. Yeah.
Virtual Fall Guys. Yeah, whenever you're trying to queue for something, it's an online rat race.
Yeah, that's So you enjoying Destiny though? Look, I know you was like bigging it up, and you was really looking forward to it, and you booked like a half days, and you know, you was really, it's something you was excited for. So has it lived up to your expectations?
Yes, it has. Yes, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. There's so much changes have been made. I think I'd say 85% of them are positive. There are some negatives, like which don't really affect me because I'm not a big fan of the not a big fan, but I'm not very good at Crucible. But that's an issue. I think another issue that they've got is with the sun setting, with getting rid of a lot of weapons or power capping them to the base power, but yet they're still in the game, like to like acquire, but you can't increase it, and they haven't really replaced them yet. I know these things will come, but it's kind of like there's this long list of like pretty much, I don't know, most of the game guns, have been deleted. Right, essentially, like you can't upgrade them anymore. And it's kind of a problem when you don't replace them straight away because you just kind of, I don't know, you're taking away all that content. Obviously, planets have gone, events have gone, and yet you need to replace it with things. Obviously, they've added a new planet in Europa, which is one of the best planets they've probably ever added in the game. Obviously, it's a snow, ice, cold moon of Jupiter, and the weather dynamic is really cool. You have like snowstorms where you can't see anything at all. Stasis as a new ability is really cool as well. I really like that. I play as a hunter, and I like the super and the melee is really cool. It's like almost like a batarang. You like throw these like throwing stars that bounce off of walls, and it bounces off of enemies. And each enemy you break, it kind of turns them into ice and then shatters them as it goes around. It's really cool. And grenades, like I said before, can like make little domes of like these snow domes, and then any enemy that goes into the dome kind of freezes, and then you can obviously shoot them, throw your throwing star. It's really cool. The story was good. It's one of the best stories since Forsaken. I thought it didn't explain a lot of things because I was in a party, and obviously it's hard to follow something when you obviously got people talking and stuff and chatting. I wasn't really following it. But the reason why you go to Europe is to find out like why the planets have been missing and to find the darkness. But you end up going into this story with, I think her name is Aramis, who is the main villain in this. And she's basically using the darkness, and you decide. The best analogy I can use is like, think of it as Star Wars. Imagine like you're a Jedi and then you're going to stop this enemy that is a Sith, and then you decide to use the dark side to defeat the Sith. But it's kind of like, I don't know, you're not supposed to be doing it, you know, taboo or whatever. And yet you then just have the ability. There's not really a big deal that you're using this darkness. And Zavala, who is one of the main guys in the Vanguard, is kind of like, okay, I don't really agree with your methods, whatever. And you're kind of just like, all right. And you're just completely still using this darkness power. Like you're using both now. It's kind of a little bit like they've bigged up how the darkness is bad. It's our enemy. Obviously, we're the light, we're the guardians. And now all of a sudden we're using this darkness power, and it's kind of not really a big, I feel like it should be a bit more of a controversial thing that we're actually using this darkness than it actually is made out to be. But yeah, it's other than that, it's very good. It's fun. It's Destiny, a lot of grindiness afterwards. The skill tree is really good. They've completely changed the skill tree with Stasis, which made the others seem a little bit unfair. You can actually choose your mods and perks that you can have with Stasis, so you can add like new abilities and choose different things. So I feel like they need to add that with the light powers and stuff just to make the balance a little bit right. But yeah, no, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Pretty much done everything I can on power 12, 15, 12, 16. Everybody started at 1050. And power cap for this season is 1250, I believe. And then, 1250, 1260. So I'm almost there.
This might be a stupid question. So someone like me who never played it.
Yep.
You have to pay for this, I take it. You know, obviously.
Pay for what? The expansion?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'd have to buy that and then obviously get involved, but I'm not going to. But should I might as well delete Destiny 2 off of my PlayStation now, because like, has the campaign gone now? Is it still there, or? So
they've changed it. I don't know if I've actually done it. I may have already done it, but They've changed the new light experience, as it's called, which is the free-to-play version for new players like yourself. So if you jumped in, you would do a new campaign, which wasn't Destiny's 2 campaign, because the Red War is gone. You would do something through the Cosmodrome, or I feel like they've merged they might merge what it was with Destiny 1, whatever the campaign was Destiny 1, they might have added that to New Light, but it's kind of a mix of the two. They've kind of created or patched together properly pieces of Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 to make a new campaign for new players.
I've got Destiny 2 on my PlayStation. It's still installed on there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so if I went and played the campaign now, it'd be a different campaign. They'd be like, start from the beginning, this is your new thing, this is your...
It'd be a different campaign from the one from Destiny 2. Yeah, you can't do Destiny 2 campaign because the planets are missing to do it.
Okay, cool.
You can't do the Red War.
Well, to be fair, I have had 2 years to do it, so I didn't. So,
you had a long time to do it. Yeah,
I was playing that before Spider-Man came out in 2018. So it's
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Maybe have a look. Maybe I'll have a look and you'll be playing one day.
This is going to be another false promise, don't Brad?
Oh, shit, who's this guy? Who's this guy's really good? And they'll be like, "'Tis I, Bradley." You'll be like, "Who?" You'll be like, "Oh, it's Brad." Just yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We'll jump in and do a bit of Crucible then.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. What the P versus P?
Yeah. Get frozen for a bit.
I'm not good at that.
No. Oh, I thought you was good.
No. Remember we used to play Battlefield 1? We was all shit.
Yeah, we were shit. Yeah, we were all shit. Yeah.
That one.
That's the fun of it when everybody's shit.
Yeah,
still playing
Operation. Together. Was it when you had to like push forward and you had to hold like win one point and you hold that and then you push again and you push again and we just used to just get annihilated all the time.
Yeah, are they Conquest?
Conquest or something? Yeah.
I know that's what it's called in Battlefront. I don't know if they call it different in Battlefield.
I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, but
it was fun. I know the mode you're talking about. It's like the big mode in Battlefield.
Well, I just used to like try and run and find a tank and just drive around. in a tank.
Yeah, that's the vehicles are quite cool in Battlefield. It's quite. Good.
Remember once we was on one map once and we did get in a tank and we was just absolutely annihilating everyone. We was just. For like 10 minutes, we was just driving around in this one tank, and then everyone died. Eventually, someone got
good times.
Us,
we was in a tank. I was shooting people. You were shooting people. It was. It's the way to play. It's the way. It's the only way.
I like it. Yeah. All right. Cool. So, what's next? What's the next segment this week?
Next segment is a little update on our Metacritic predictions. Not locked in because, like we said before, we'll allow a week for all the reviews to come in, but we'll give a little update. And Brad has done very well on this time around. So, obviously, last week we already did Assassin's Creed because the reviews, I believe, came out early, which I won. The review currently on PS4 is 82, which I put 83, Brad put 86, so I kind of won that one. Also, Spider-Man came out early, which Brad won with 86. The overall score currently on PS5 version is 85. So the new ones now is Demon Souls, which Brad also won with his 93 prediction. The overall score currently is 92. I put 96. I feel like I'm quite confident you're going to win that. I don't see it jumping up that high now. Unfortunately for Godfall, wow, devastating for them. Got 62.
Oh, ouch.
That is an ouch, isn't it? Wow. Oh, that's so unfortunate for them. It was down to whoever went lowest. Brad went 68, which is already harsh, but apparently it was too kind. I went with a 75. Sackboy Big Adventure, which I originally put as Brad's win, but it's actually a tie as it stands.
Ooh, so okay.
Because I put 80, you put 76, and it's currently sitting at a 78. So we're both 2 away. So both of us don't get no points. We'll wait a week. In my
okay, yeah. So I put 76, you put 80, and it's actually 78.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So it's a draw on that one.
Unless it changes, we'll allow it a week. Yeah. It might go up or down. If it goes up or down, it will go to one of us. And then Cold War. Brad won that with his prediction of 82, and he's currently sitting on 82. So spot on there.
Well, yeah. What can I say? I know we done this a couple of weeks ago, and it looked bad for me. It did. It looked bad. It looked like I was going to be resigned to buy pizza. I was going to be like, I'm going to buy this guy pizza. Yeah. But now, what you don't know, what I didn't tell you, I've got a time machine. I popped to the future. I had a look.
Yeah,
I'm back.
You made it interesting though for a bit. You kept me in the lead all the way until the last minute, and you've now taken the lead. So yeah, I believe it's now 5-4 to Brad with those victories. I believe if I count the game, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, you got 5, and I've got 1. Yeah, 5-4 to Brad. And there's only Hyrule Warriors left, which is next Friday, the 20th, Cyberpunk, and Immortals Phoenix Rising. So we've got 3 games left. Brad's got a lead by 1 point. It's very, very interesting. I think you've got Cyberpunk. After everything that's happened, I don't think he's going to get my 96. You're 94. I think he's not even going to get your 94. I don't even know if he's going to get 90 now. But yeah, I feel like it's going to get lower than both of ours after everything that's happened. After playing Hyrule Warriors, the demo, I think I've got that because I put 89, you put 90, and I don't think it's going to get into the 90s. I think it's going to be a low 80s game probably. And Phoenix Rising is, I don't know, that could be anything. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. We'll wait and see. We'll keep you updated. I know the listeners are waiting with bated breath to see who's going to have to buy the other person some food.
Yeah, it's been a very good competition. We'll have to do it again for 2021.
Yeah.
Whenever we get a list of games or confirmed dates or whatever, and we know a little bit more about the games, we'll
we'll do it
this competition again.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah. Sweet. Right. So the next part of the show that I always do is it's this week's This Day in Gaming. So little trumpet. Little trumpet. That's
okay, I like that. That's good.
Yeah. So this game wasn't released the day we record or tomorrow when we release. Okay, so it's a bit different. But I had to shout it out.
How I feel like you're breaking the rules.
Okay,
you had like one rule, which is this day.
This general period in gaming. Yeah, so it's a game that's got to be shouted out though. And next week it would have been too late. So I had to do it. So it's one of my favourite games I've played. One game I've certainly put a lot of time in. Really,
Santa Says Christmas.
No, not that one. No, it's the 5th game in the series. Can you guess what game it is? It got released on the 11th of the 11th, 2011.
Halo?
No, you fool! You damn fool! It's Skyrim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Skyrim. So yeah, as I say, 11th of the 11th, 2011. 9 years old this year. Although it's had multiple re-releases and on different generations, but yeah, originally
I'm sure one of the releases come out on this day of gaming. So.
Yeah, probably actually, yeah. So I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's the 5th game in the series of the Elder Scrolls series, and it got a 96 and a must play on Metacritic. So there you go. Obviously, a lot of people obviously already know this, but yeah, you play as Dragonborn on a quest to beat Alduin, the World Eater. It's got some of the, it's got some really great side quests. One of them, a couple for me, is one of them is A Night to Remember, where you just kind of go into this pub and end up drinking with this guy, and then you wake up in like a temple and no clothes on, and then you have to kind of backtrack all your steps, and it ends up it's like the god of mischief, and that has been like doing. Did you ever do that side quest?
I don't remember this side quest. I understand why you like it. It sounds like a normal night out.
Well, yeah, I think that's how you got one of the legendary weapons as well. So yeah, the Forsworn conspiracy where you got arrested and you kind of have to help or stop the Forsworn from getting out and getting revenge over in what was the region city called? I think it was Markarth, maybe. It's just brilliant. I remember when I was playing it, and I had the DLC loaded into one of the. I think the PS4 version I had, so it had all the the vampire DLC on it, and you just randomly sometimes, it was really good. And sometimes you'd randomly get the vampires coming in attacking people, and like all the NPCs would come out and fight it. But then one save, like the shopkeepers got killed, and that was it. They was gone. They just didn't come back, and that's where I sold all my stuff to. And and I was like, well, I'm going to have to reload this because like I can't buy anything or sell anything because they're dead. So that was a bit annoying. There was one
that's funny though.
Yeah,
because you're not gone to like another town.
I could, but I always used my house was in White.
You had loyalty to this man. That was dead.
Yeah, Whiterun, and I just used to always sell my stuff to him there. That was kind of like my hub of operations, and they just got killed. So I was like, this is annoying. Another time as well, I was playing. I wasn't very high level, and I went into this cave, and like you kind of go in, you drop down into this cave. Like so, once you're in there, you can't get out. And I was walking around. I was like, okay. And then obviously you ended up in like some Dwemer ruins because they're everywhere. And there's just Falmar in there, and I just get killed. I just get killed so many times. I could not fight them because I was too high level, and I had to reload a previous save, which was about 4 hours previous. Because I was stuck in this cave. The only way you could get out of this cave is if you walked all the way through to the other end. Yeah, I couldn't because the Falmar was just
too difficult. I remember that a few times with a few situations with that game where I just reloaded because I was just got myself stuck in a situation which I just couldn't get out, and they were just like, great, I just wasted hours trying to do this, or I'm now going to lose all the stuff I'd previously just did because my save was like 6-8 hours ago. And then now I'm stuck with this like frost troll or so. I don't know. There was just some kind of thing that I just couldn't fight. Yeah. And I just kept dying. I was just like, oh, this is a bit
bullshit.
I'm a bit stuck now. So
it's just it's such a fun, enjoyable game. That's why I've bought it like so many times.
Well, how many times have you bought it? 5
3 times? 3. So
you probably got shares in Bethesda. You don't know this, but you're actually owned by Microsoft. You do realise.
Like the shouting people off of mountains, and like just walking along, and you hear like the music kicks up when a dragon's close by, and then you like use like the shout or shoot it with the arrows to get it on the ground, and then it's just I don't know. It's the first Elder Scrolls game I played. I didn't like Oblivion. I tried playing Oblivion, didn't like it, and this one. I remember my brother. He was at work and he was like, college or something. And I went and picked it up for him. And I was like, I don't really care about this game. I ain't going to play it. And then, I played it and I was just absolutely loved it. And I think my main character, I did start off as like a dark elf, but I was just really crap. I was underpowered. So then I'd done the first time I completed the game, I was a orc that specialised in 2-handed weapons. So just going around, just killing people. And I've done it again. I was, what are the people called from Hammerfell? I can't remember what they're called. Red Guard. I was a Red Guard. No, one a Red Guard. It was the ones that was like they specialised in fighting. I can't remember what they're called, but I played as one of them. And then the next game I was playing as a Khajiit. Just love it. Yeah, such a good game.
Probably geeking out about this.
I do. I don't. Yeah, I've not played as an Argonian
games, don't you?
I do. Yeah, it's just I can't wait for Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 and Fallout. If there's going to be a Fallout New Vegas 2, it's just really. But that's why I thought
Fallout
I had
76.
to.
Elder Scrolls Online.
Apparently, that's supposed to be better now. Fallout 76, but
apparently they've turned it around. Apparently,
it's such a good. You can turn into a vampire, you can turn into a werewolf through the Companions Guild. I was a vampire, and it is interesting because everyone treats you differently. Like when they see you, and you actually, you can't go out in the day, and like that's even then it's like I think it's time sensitive. You have to, if you want to get cured of it, you have to do it in a certain amount of time. Yeah, of being a vampire, and even that quest to get yourself cured of being a vampire is pretty cool. So
it's very cool. Yeah, you feel like you're more vulnerable to fire damage, aren't you? But yet you can regen a lot quicker. And
things like that. And obviously you had like the main story. So you had the main story of defeating Alduin, but then you also had the Civil War. Like the Imperials and Skyrim, and praise Telos, and it's just brilliant game.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to go play it now. I'm going to go buy it again.
So for those that have not heard of Skyrim, the little indie game,
Yeah.
yeah, is there an inconvenient way if the guys can buy it?
Yeah, there is. Let me just open my little phone here and go onto my little app called I like to call eBay.
Oh, here we go.
Is
it not on Game Pass yet? Or surely it's coming to it.
I think it is on Game Pass actually.
Yeah, there you go. I'll give you the convenient way, way you should do it. But
Game Pass. Or you can buy. I'm going to say for the original. So I had it on the 360. So let's see how much it is for the 360. You can get it on eBay for £2.77.
Ah.
The base game, yeah. So or £2.99. So yeah.
There you go. What about Game Pass?
I'll get Game Pass, yeah. I'll get it on the PS4, Xbox One. So yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite episodes. One of my favorite games. So yeah.
Yeah, and
when you asked last week what game I'd probably put the most time in, if it wasn't just for the last gen, if it was for all gen, it would have been that Skyrim.
Yeah, you got
to I've platinumed it, and I think I'm pretty sure I've platinumed it on the Xbox as well.
You've got 100% achievements.
Yeah, so
that's impressive. I'll give you that. That's not a part-time. That's not a part-time player's job at all. That is full committed.
Especially the Thieves Guild stuff. That was laborious and very, very, time consuming. But I did it.
Chance I'm doing
I did it. So yeah. So yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, so we'll go on to what we've been playing, watching, and then we'll go on to our Mando review.
So I played a little bit more Doom. I've been watching. I've finished Always Sunny now.
Okay, nice.
The annoying thing is some of the episodes aren't on Netflix, so I've never seen them. So they're gone. They pulled some of them. But yeah, all the episodes that are on there.
Do you know why? Why was that?
I think there was some episodes where it was. I think it was like controversial. Maybe some I think there's some episodes where they put black makeup on. So I think that's why they pulled them. I think even though I saw online or people were saying that he was making fun of how stupid it is, they still just pulled it.
Sure.
Pulled them up, yeah. But all the episodes are on there. I've watched, and obviously it was bittersweet. I love the program, but never seen them all. I had 14 seasons to get through, and I'd done it. I smashed it.
It's bittersweet, isn't it?
Yeah, because there's only 20-minute episodes, so yeah, it was really good. And now I'm just trying to convince other people to watch it. So I just keep sending my brother clips of it, but hoping he'd just get in, just watch it.
Okay.
So I sent him the clip of the implication when I got a boat, and Dennis is talking about the implication.
Okay, yeah.
And he's just really, really creepy. But yeah, and then I also started watching, and I've carried on watching the X-Files and working my way through them now.
Okay.
And I started watching this thing. It came out last year, I think it was, but it's called The Outsider. It's a HBO program. It's an adaptation of Stephen King book.
Yeah.
So with Jason Bateman and not Mads Mikkelsen, Ben Mendelsohn. So I'm watching that. That's pretty good so far. Pretty weird, but yeah.
Yeah, I watched it. I kind of did fall out because I just thought it was going to go somewhere, but it was a little bit slow. But yeah, no, it's okay. It was okay. I watched it at the beginning of the year when I think it came out, and there was not much to watch. Yeah. But no, good stuff. Yeah, obviously I've been playing Destiny non-stop. That's the only game I've actually played all week. You never mentioned any games. You played zero games.
No, I said I saw been playing a little bit of Doom.
Oh, you did. Sorry. Yeah.
2016 Doom again, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I've been playing Destiny, like I said, and obviously already said my thoughts on that. What have I been watching? I don't know what I've been watching. I watched season 2 of Umbrella Academy.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like season 1 at all, and I didn't actually finish it, but I just jumped to season 2 just because I heard good things about it, and I really enjoyed it. I actually finished it.
I've only watched the first episode, I think. So yeah, I've got to go back to that actually.
Yeah, no, watch season 2. Season 2 is far better than season 1, in my opinion.
I really like 1. I think 1 was really good.
Okay, well then you're going to love season 2.
I loved on the season 1 when Klaus went back to Vietnam and that, because before that he was kind of a bit of an annoying character, but it kind of he went back to Vietnam and lived through the war, and Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. But
this whole thing is basically in the 60s. In Texas, so in Dallas. So yeah, it's cool
Series
stuff.
3's been confirmed as well. So
yes, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I've been watching that. Started watching Ozark again because I enjoy the show and I just didn't bother watching season 3. So started watching that again. So other than that, but most of my time's been with Destiny, so I haven't really had time to watch or do anything else. And I think did you see the news about what's it called? WandaVision? It's been pushed to January.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So we're not going to get it this year now, unfortunately. So obviously Mando is obviously the other thing I've watched. Which I watched on Friday.
We've got our little review here. Obviously it's obvious what we're both going to be watching, playing this week. So Thursday onwards, it's the old the PS5 launch. So that's what we'll be talking about next week. So listen in if you want to get our thoughts on it. And like we said earlier on, if you have got an Xbox Series X or PS5 for any of our listeners in other lands, let us know. Let us know your thoughts, and we can incorporate that into the episode. So
definitely next week. Yeah, it'll be a full. We can finally say our impressions rather than read you other people's impressions of this stuff. We're finally going to get our hands on the controller, the console, the PS5, obviously, and the game, Spider-Man. We both got Spider-Man. You're going to get Assassin's Creed as well. We already got Assassin's Creed. We're both going to give Astro Bot a go because obviously it's already preloaded. And what else you're going to do while you're waiting for these games to download? And apparently it's actually supposed to be really good. It's apparently the best demo you can have for the controller. It shows you all the haptic feedback, and it's apparently quite impressive. So I would 100% recommend everybody gives that a go, even for a little bit, just so you can get a feel of the potential of this controller. So and it's got platinum as well if you're into your trophies like I am.
Yes.
And I plan to get more platinums this generation because I always plan to get them, and then I just slowly. I got so many lists, which is going to be interesting because obviously it lists it a lot better on the PS5, where I've got 70%, 80%, 90%, and then I just kind of something else come out, got bored. It's too tedious to get them the last couple of trophies, and I've missed out on so many platinums just because I just didn't push through to the last bit. So
you got to have that little bit of I'm just going to do it, I could have given up with Ghost of Tsushima, but I was like, no, let's do it.
There's a couple of times where I wanted to give it up, but I knew you had it, so I was like, I can't allow this fool to make a fool of me.
I'll do that anyway. So that's it this week for people who don't want to hear about The Mandalorian if you're not caught up. So we're going to say thank you and goodbye now. If you want to get in touch, pardon, sorry, what?
I said farewell.
Farewell, yeah, exactly, yeah, farewell. If you do want to get in touch about anything, suggestions or whatnot, we've got some various social media. So we've got Twitter is at PTPlayerspod, Instagram is PTPlayerspod. We've got Facebook, the Part-Time Players Podcast, and we've got Gmail, which is ptplayerspod@gmail.com. Any of those would be great to get in touch. And one of the best ways to support us is to like and subscribe. We don't charge. We're not charging for this gold. We're doing.
We'll accept cash if you want to send.
If you want to
send it in the post.
We'll have.
Although I've got to give my address, and I don't want these criminals knowing where I live. So
we're saying, we don't. We'll take cash, but we don't. This is free. So the best way to support our show is to like and subscribe. It helps us get further up and expand, like we've said before, and telling people who you think will like it as well, so we get more listeners. So any of those things would be great, and we appreciate you listening again to us, to our long episodes. So thank you, and if you are leaving now, if you don't want to stick around for Mandalorian, we'll see you next week with the PS5 episode, the big one. It's going to be the big one. It's going to be a long one probably as well. So
there's so much to talk about. I don't know if we're going to put news. We might have a little news section,
maybe, or it could just be a full-on PS5.
We'll see how much we've got. So good stuff.
Thanks for listening, and see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so now they're all gone. We can talk about those losers. I'm sorry. They're still here. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. It's we're talking about Mandalorian episode 3. The way they do it is weird. It's like Mandalorian episode 11, chapter 11, episode 9.
Season 2, episode 3, chapter 11.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through a like a little recap of the episode, and then we can go into the final details from there. Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
Great. Okay, here we go. So
deep dive.
It starts with the Razor Crest limping towards the planet Trusk. After what happened last week with all the spiders, when it was Reese's most unpopular, unliked episode. It crash lands, and I saw something online. The woman, someone who the director of this episode was Bryce Dallas Howard, whose dad is Ron Howard, who obviously did Apollo 13, and the entry scene where from Apollo 13 and Mando look identical, like all the condensation dripping and it's burning through. So apparently that was a homage to her dad when she put that in the show.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. Someone pointed it out to her, and she said, "Oh, well spotted." So she confirmed that it is true. It's
so it's going to go. It's about to land on the platform, and then it just falls in the water.
It's interesting that these little tadpoles can survive that, but they can't survive light speed.
Oh, don't worry about it. Come on. Frog Lady meets Mr. Frog, and Mando gets a
Frogman. It's Frogman.
Yeah,
respect.
Sorry. And the Mando,
which is his official name, by the way. I saw it. The official names of Frog Lady of Frogman. Like when I did my notes, I put down Frogman as a take the piss, and then when I actually saw it, it was actually called Frogman.
Well, I put down. Yeah, that's why I put Mr. Frog. I put Mr.
Okay,
Frog.
Well, whatever. Froggy, Mr. Froggy.
Yeah, Froggy. So then Mando gives a Mon Calamarian some money to fix his ship up, and then he gets a lead of where he can meet some Mandalorians by a Quarian in the bar. He then gets it goes with the Quarians, gets ambushed. They knock the Baby Yoda into like some sort of sea beast, and then some 3 other Mandalorians turn up to rescue him. And it turns out that Mando is kind of he's in like a
loser,
a splinter sect of the Mandalorian culture, and they're kind of known as religious zealots. That's what they call them. So Mando, he don't know any different. That's how he's known. But apparently, that is so. Not taking the helmet off. He's not an overall custom or something. But he finds that out. He leaves the ship because he's a bit pissed off of them, and then he gets surrounded again by some angry Quarians with like deep south accents. I noticed like the one in the bar. Yeah, I know where you want to get those Mandalorians. So
I noticed that as well.
Yeah, it's like Quarians sound like
a deep
I know we've got a couple of listeners in Texas. Sorry if that that accent is terrible, but that made me laugh. And
it's terrible, Brad. Like, let's not go there. But it just didn't fit the alien. I just wanted to expecting this alien to have some kind of deep farmers. Like it's just a deep voice. It was just like, I know where, hey boy. It sounded like Arthur from Red Dead, didn't he? Like
it's odd, but so he gets surrounded again.
Kratos walks in.
He gets surrounded again, and then again the other 3 Mandalorians show up. One of them is called Bo-Katan, and they rescue him. They start talking, and he agrees to help them steal some Imperial weapons for their cause to help the Mandalorian cause to take back their world and seat a new Mandalore in exchange for info on the Jedi. They board the freighter, fight some stormtroopers, secure the bridge, kill everyone. And after nearly crashing, Bo-Katan gets I don't know what rank he is, but the Imperial officer, and she's asking about a Darksaber, and we know that Giancarlo Esposito's character has it. Because we saw him use it last episode. Yeah. And he just kind of, before they get into the bridge, he just kind of ordered them to kill themselves. Like, don't let them, take it. But then, after they secure the ship and all the weapons, Bo-Katan tells Mando about Ahsoka Tano's whereabouts, and she's the Jedi. And then he takes takes off from the ship, grabs the baby, gets back to his ship, and it's just like, it looks like it's being held together with fishing wire. Like this guy's just kind of, what's he doing?
I don't even know what to say about that. No comment.
I was thinking about like Mon Calamarians. They had the Mon Calamarian Star Cruiser. They're like known for their shipbuilding prowess and like they're exploring the galaxy. But then I thought, but then maybe this guy's just a bit of a numpty, and that's probably why he's working on a fishing dock, because he don't know how to do that.
Freaking shit! I don't know where he's getting his equipment. It's like, I can fix it, but somehow it's flying. Like, let's be honest. If you ask this guy to fix your ship, first of all, I'd ask for my money back. First of all, I don't know. Amanda's got all the money to splash around here. But when I got into that ship, I'd be like, I'm not taking off. I don't trust that this is not going to kill me when I get into space.
Yeah.
I honestly wouldn't have taken, but he's like, whatever.
It would be
some octopus thing trying to kill Baby Yoda as well. I'm just like, wow, this is. Yeah.
It'd be nice to see him get repaired again properly. But it's interesting fact. The Mon Calamaris and the Quarian are both from the same planet of Mon Cal, but the Quarians they prefer to explore the depths and stay on their planet, where the Mon Calamarians prefer to explore space.
Okay, interesting lore. Didn't know that.
Yeah,
I imagine his ship is probably going to smash into some kind of swamp, and we're going to get the Yoda scene where she brings it out of the swamp. Blah blah blah.
Maybe.
It's the whole nostalgia scene. I can just see that happening.
I've never seen any of Rebels or Clone Wars, and I don't know who Ahsoka Tano is. But I know she's like a big character. She was Anakin's apprentice, mate. Was
correct?
She?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
yes.
so it'd be good to see her.
Who left the Jedi Order is not technically a Jedi unless she.
Okay. She obviously I know she's a Twi'lek, and it'd be interesting to see how they make her look in like real life.
Yeah,
so.
I'm sure it's gonna look good.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on episodes? Like this one better than last week's? Or?
Oh, I really like this episode.
Yeah.
It pushed the story a lot more forward.
The shortest.
Yeah, it was too short. It was way too short.
Half hour.
Yeah, the episode should be half hour. So that's a negative on the show, is that it's way too short. And then when you're adding filler episodes as well, it's just kind of like, guys, have you not got much material to write? I feel like they can flesh out a little bit. But, it was a very good lore episode, like you said, referencing a lot of characters from the Clone Wars. You mentioned Bo-Katan as well, who's the Mandalore, who was in Rebels, and she was also in a lot of Clone Wars.
Oh, okay.
Who is obviously the sister of the Duchess. I think her name was Satine, who, funny enough, was Obi-Wan's secret lover. Where it was rumored that Obi-Wan only loved one woman, and it was her. And they obviously was quite fond. I believe they first met. I think he did when he was an apprentice. Him and Qui-Gon actually saved her from. I can't remember what the mission was, but I know he saved her. And that's how they kind of met, and they became quite close after that. Similar situation with Anakin and Padme.
Yeah,
it was kind of his kind of secret thing, and there was rumors when Rey was going to be a Kenobi that she was going to be her mum, because it was Obi-Wan's only links to actually ever being with a woman, kind of thing. So and Darth Maul, funny enough, killed her sister as revenge against Kenobi in the Clone Wars or Rebels or something like that. So. And I believe Bo-Katan was working with Darth Maul at one point because she just didn't believe in her sister's way. She was a bit more compassionate and didn't believe in the more hard rule of the Mandalore. And her sister was a little bit of they called her a terrorist, but he wanted the dark saber, or is it the black saber? Dark saber? Black saber?
Dark saber.
Is it dark or black?
I'm pretty sure it's dark saber, yeah.
Dark, okay. All right. She wanted it because you obviously need that to rule Mandalore. So... yeah, it's kind of interesting that they're putting all that lore in and these actual Mandalorians and growing it. How long do they live for? It's kind of like, this is obviously post. Like, we're talking about people that were in the Clone Wars, and now we're talking about post, obviously, Return of the Jedi, and it's like, it's kind of long time for all these people that never featured at all in any of the original trilogy, and now we're apparently just knocking about privately.
I thought it was really,
I suppose
it was a really good episode, like you say, all the lore, and that was interesting what you just said there, because I didn't know any of that, because I'd never seen Clone Wars or Rebels. But good episode, very short, too short, like you said. If it's going, like we had an hour, then it was 40 minutes, now it's 30 minutes. Next week's, if we're going by that, it's going to be 20-minute episode. So, it's going to be... the
next one I feel like will be a bigger episode. Obviously, we've got Ahsoka will be in it, who left the Jedi Order, funny enough, because of... what's his name? Palpatine. he basically was obviously trying to seduce Anakin at the time, and he framed her into betraying the Jedi Order, and also the Windu and stuff thought she was a traitor and she was doing things, but it wasn't actually her. And because they didn't trust her, Anakin trusted her and kind of was rebelling against the council at that time. And that was the first kind of part where he's kind of disagreeing with the council, which then obviously went on to the events in the Return of the Jedi, not Return of the Revenge of the Sith, where he kind of completely rebelled when they asked him to spy on the Chancellor and things like that. So that was the beginnings of him kind of, and the Chancellor was pulling all the strings behind the scenes, and she decided to leave the Jedi Order because she was like, how do these guys not trust me? And she decided just to live in the underskirts of Coruscant, where she meets some people and stuff. It's an interesting story. So
who do you think that girl was? The woman was, sorry, who on the dock, who's staring at Mando? Who do you think she was?
And then vanishes. That was quite interesting. It's not Ahsoka. I don't know who it was, but I don't know if she's some kind of force wielder, maybe. I don't know.
What about maybe she stowed on his ship? You never know. Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe she is on the ship. You never know.
That's just a complete guess. That's just me putting something out of the air, but
she could be some kind of. Have we seen any other? Obviously, Baby Yoda, but other than him, have we seen any force wielders in this? We haven't, have we?
No.
So
Baby, people are trying to cancel Baby Yoda because he ate some of those eggs. So
are they really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's the start of the show for people.
It's a TV program. You know what I mean? It's
he's not real. He's not real. CGI.
Yeah.
Animated fictional character.
I don't know.
Come on, people.
I don't get it. But it was a really good episode. I'm looking forward to next week. So like we say every week when we do these weekly ones, we're looking forward to next week. So keep them coming. We'll
see if Darth Maul's in it or whatever.
That'd be good.
Yeah, it'd be turning good, isn't he? He's still alive with his robot legs. Because it was at the end of Solo, right?
He's at the end of Solo, but didn't he get killed in one of like the?
Oh yeah, he was killed in Rebels. Yeah, Obi-Wan kills him.
Yeah, so he's gone again.
Again, he died. Yeah. Obi-Wan's killed him like 3 times. He keeps going back. So maybe there's some reason why he came back.
He'll come back.
Boba Fett's dead. He's alive. Like it's just there's no permadeath. Palpatine was dead. He's alive. You're like, come on. Darth Vader's alive. Like he died. He's alive. Like.
No. He'll pop up somehow. Yeah, robot
false ghost or something.
Robot head, robot knob. All that sort of.
Nope. Why is Knob?
Hey, I don't know. Just saying.
He doesn't have whatever. Yeah. I feel like we're going to go down an avenue that we shouldn't down.
Right, let's discuss it. Right, let's have. I've got some pictures here now. So
Jesus.
So,
right. Our first video podcast.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's. I think that's it. For this week's episode. Another long one. If you did stick around to listen to this, the Mandalorian section, thank you. And get in touch if you want, and all the social media links we said earlier on. And remember to like and subscribe, because that really does help us. That helps us more than any other way, really, doesn't it? That is the main way.
It would help us, yeah.
That and telling people who you might think would like the podcast, the two biggest ways. So thanks for listening again, guys. And we'll see you next week for the PS5 episode.
Yeah, big episode next week. So, Yep. Thanks for listening. Until next week. Goodbye.
Bye.